This guide will help you complete the Tomb Easter egg in Black Ops 6 Zombies, whether you're playing solo or in co-op. We aim to provide a comprehensive walkthrough so you can successfully complete the Easter egg on your first attempt. If you find this guide helpful, please let me know. For this Easter egg, I recommend using an assault rifle AR or light machine gun LMG paired with either Ether Shroud or Frenzied Guard. To start, the first step is to open the map and access the Pack-a-Punch machine in the Dark Ether. You'll need to progress until round 8, as this is when the first part of the ice staff becomes available. Once you reach round 8, you can begin the process of building the ice staff. Here's a simple tutorial on how to unlock the staff in the tomb map. This staff is crucial for completing the main quest Easter egg and will also be essential during the boss fight to help you eliminate zombies and keep yourself safe. Let's dive right in. The first step is to open the map by following the objective markers until you reach the door to nowhere. This will lead you to a table marker in the subterranean temple. Interacting with this marker will unlock a gateway to the Dark Ether Nexus, where you'll find the Pack-a-Punch machine. Keep in mind that the first part of this Easter egg can only begin after round 8, so I recommend staying in the spawn room for a few rounds. Use the Rampage Inducer to accumulate as many points as possible until you reach round 8, which is when the first electric mimic will spawn. Defeating it will drop a monocle item, the first of 3 parts needed to craft the ice staff. The next 2 items can only be obtained after you've opened the door to nowhere and entered the Dark Ether Nexus. Once inside, head to the 2 sections of the map that are accessible through the first doors you open from spawn, one on the left and one on the right. Start with the right door, which leads to the Neolithic Catacombs. Here you'll find the Deadshot Daiquiri perk above, and in one of 3 locations, there will be a flaming lantern known as a Dark Effa trap. To activate the puzzle in this area, shoot the lantern until it disintegrates. After a brief wait, the lantern will relocate to a different spot on the ceiling. Your goal is to get it to move above the crafting table. Once it does, it will illuminate a wall of symbols to the left of the crafting table, each corresponding to a Roman numeral from 1 to 10. The order of these symbols changes with each game, but here's a quick reference for what each symbol represents in Roman numerals. You need to shoot the symbols in the correct order from 1 to 10 without making any mistakes. If you succeed, a mini lockdown will initiate, spawning purple wisping zombies and parasites that you must defeat before the purple orb moves to another location. If you make an error, you can retry from the last numeral you shot correctly. The orb will move around 3 or 4 times, eventually dropping a max ammo before spawning another wave of enemies, including doppelgast mimics and parasites. Having a pack-a-punched weapon at this stage is highly recommended. Once the orb returns to the Roman numeral wall, you'll face one final wave of enemies. After defeating them, your screen will flash, and you'll receive a max ammo along with the headpiece for the ice staff. To obtain the third and final part, repeat the same puzzle in the tombs. Continue shooting the Dark Effa lantern until it illuminates the Roman numerals on the wall again. This time, you only need to shoot the symbols in order from 1 to 8. Completing this correctly will trigger another mini lockdown, spawning various zombie enemies, including doppelgast mimics and parasites. Once you defeat them, the wall will reveal a max ammo and the final staff piece. With all 3 staff pieces collected, head to the Dark Ether Nexus and interact with the machine in the center to assemble the ice staff. This will initiate a mini lockdown where you must protect the ice staff from zombie attacks. This defense step can be more challenging than it appears, as many zombies will spawn, some of which will have purple smoke, indicating they can damage the ice staff. My strategy is to train the zombies in front of the area, focusing on the parasites first, while keeping an eye out for the purple smoked zombies. If you concentrate on eliminating those threats while maintaining a train of zombies in front of you, you should manage the defense without too much trouble. If the ice staff takes too much damage, you'll need to progress to the next round and try again. Once you've successfully defended it long enough, the horde will be cleared, and you can finally pick up the ice staff. The next step in the main Easter egg quest involves upgrading the ice staff. To accomplish this, we need to revisit the Dark Ether lamps located on either the left or right side of the main map. This task requires you to freeze 3 Dark Ether lamps using the ice staff in 3 distinct areas: the starting area, the middle section, and finally the subterranean temple. You must complete this within 10 to 15 seconds. The lamp in the subterranean temple can spawn in 5 different locations. If it's not in the expected spot, shoot the lantern and wait for it to respawn in a different location before trying again. This may take several attempts, depending on where the lanterns are located. If you successfully freeze all 3 lamps within the time limit, you'll hear a quote from Archibald, allowing you to proceed to the next step. Next, head to the Dark Ether Nexus and shoot 3 floating rocks with the ice staff. These rocks will have a slight blue tint, and you'll receive a hit marker when you hit them. The first rock is located above, and you should take note of its symbol. The second can be shot from a small ledge to the right of the crafting table, and you'll want to remember that symbol as well. After that, hop down from the ledge, run straight ahead, and look up to find the third rock. If you get a hit marker, that's your final one. Make sure to note down all 3 symbols before leaving the Nexus. Now, you'll need to explore the map and check every area with a fast travel teleporter to the Nexus, as one of these will be sealed off. You'll encounter a door featuring 8 different symbols, 3 of which will match the symbols from the rocks you just shot. You need to shoot the 3 correct symbols with the ice staff in any order. If done correctly, the portal will reopen, allowing you to enter the Dark Ether Nexus. The teleporter will take you to an elevated platform above the Nexus, where you should find a purple orb to interact with. Be cautious, as this platform will drop you. If you fail, you'll need to retry this step in the next round by finding a different door and entering the correct symbols. If successful, the orb will descend through the Dark Ether Nexus, spawning a mix of normal zombies, mimics, and doppelgasts. Your objective is to follow the orb closely, as it acts as a soul box. By defeating zombies near the orb, you fill it up, but if you stray too far, you'll fail and have to restart this step in the next round. The orb will guide you around the Dark Ether Nexus, summoning a variety of zombies and doppelgasts. As it approaches the Pack-a-Punch location, an amalgam will spawn, so be very careful. It's best to ignore the amalgam and focus on reaching the orb. If you don't get to it in time, you'll need to restart this step. Remember, you don't have to defeat the amalgam as long as you collect enough zombie souls in time. The final route of the orb will lead you back to the machine that provided the ice staff, where you can now place your staff inside to upgrade it. Once upgraded, you will have the O's Fury. Now that we have the upgraded ice staff, we're ready to tackle the final steps of the Easter egg. To begin, press left on your controller or the corresponding key on your keyboard to spin the staff 180 degrees, revealing the green tip at the end, which grants a revive ability. Approach the vermin statue and use this revive ability on the purple crystal contained within. You'll see the crystal transform into a smoking blue object that you can pick up. Next, take this crystal to the vermin statue located in the spawn room of the main map. Placing the crystal on the statue will initiate a lockdown, during which you'll need to eliminate a swarm of vermin within a set time limit. Even if you're playing solo, this can be quite overwhelming. The easiest way to dispatch the vermin is to use a charged shot from your ice staff, which requires either 3, 6, or 9 bullets. By holding down the right trigger, you'll freeze all the vermin, allowing you to complete the lockdown quickly. Once you've finished, you can pick up the purple crystal again. Be cautious as you escort it back into the Dark Ether Nexus. Only one of the teleporters in the area will be active, and you'll have an amulet energy health bar. If too many zombies hit you, the crystal will take damage, and if it's destroyed, you'll have to start over. Safely return the crystal to the vermin statue to complete first trial. For the second trial, you'll need to focus on the parasite. Use the revive ability of the ice staff again to pick up the crystal from the parasite statue. After obtaining the crystal, head to the Shrine of the Hierophants, where you'll find a parasite statue glowing with purple light in the center of the room. Placing the crystal here will trigger another lockdown, this time with refined energy as the objective. During this phase, glowing purple parasites will spawn, and once defeated, they will drop purple orbs. Similar to the Terminus Easter egg quest, you'll need to collect these orbs and return them to the statue within the time limit. If done correctly, you'll see a notification on your screen, and you can pick up the crystal again. Just like before, you'll have a limited amount of health while carrying it, and only one teleporter will be active. Bring it back to the Dark Ether Nexus, and place it on the parasite statue to complete the second trial. When you're ready and have enough ammo for the revive ability of the Ice Staff, you can proceed to the third trial, which is located just behind the Ice Staff upgrade machine to the left. This statue represents a doppelgast. Shoot it with the revive part of your staff, pick up the crystal, and head towards the Oser to interact with the doppelgast statue. This will initiate another lockdown, where the statue will spawn numerous doppelgasts. With the upgraded Ice Staff, simply charge it up and shoot it at the ground to eliminate them quickly. Or you can use Mutant Injection to complete this step safely. Your goal is to take out all the doppelgasts within the time limit. If successful, you'll be able to retrieve the crystal from the statue again. As before, you'll have a limited health pool while carrying it, so make your way back to one of the remaining fast travel points to the Dark Ether Nexus and place it back on the corresponding statue. The fourth and final trial involves an amalgam statue located at the back right side behind the Ice Staff upgrade machine. Shoot it with the revive part of the staff, pick up the crystal, and navigate through the subterranean temple to deep excavation, where the corresponding statue is located. This challenge will spawn an elite amalgam that you need to defeat. At various points, it will become immune due to a bubble shield that draws life from a heavy zombie in the area. Once you take down that heavy zombie, the bubble shield will dissipate, allowing you to deal damage to the elite boss. After defeating the boss, pick up the crystal from the statue and find the one active Nexus portal to place the crystal on the amalgam statue. With all 4 trials completed, you're now ready to initiate the boss fight. Before you begin boss fight, I highly recommend ensuring you have all your perks, a triple pack-a-punched weapon at max rarity, and a level 3 armor vest. While not essential, having a support streak like a Mutant Injection can be a lifesaver. Once you're prepared, head to the back of the Dark Ether Nexus and interact with the pedestal to reveal the bridge leading to the boss fight arena. Once you interact with the Sentinel artifact in the center, you'll reach the point of no return, so make sure you're ready. This boss fight is quite different from others in the game, as you won't be facing a single large boss. Instead, the Sentinel artifact will be your main target, spinning around the arena and firing lasers from the ground to the top floor and back down. During this phase, find cover behind one of the pillars, either upstairs or downstairs, where the beam can't hit you. Use your upgraded Ice Staff to take down zombies until the Sentinel artifact stops firing and turns transparent. You'll have a brief window to deal damage to it with your bullet weapon. Ether Shroud is particularly useful here to keep zombies at bay while you focus on the Sentinel artifact. If you inflict enough damage during this phase, the artifact will multiply into 2, indicating you've completed the first phase. You'll receive a max ammo drop in the center for Phase 2, which follows the same procedure, but now you'll have 2 lasers spinning around both upstairs and downstairs. As the fight progresses, more Sentinel artifacts will appear, each with additional lasers that can deal significant damage. In between laser phases, continue to eliminate zombies using your Ice Staff or bullet weapon to recharge your Ether Shroud. When the Sentinel artifacts become transparent again, focus your fire on one of them. If you deal enough damage, it will transform into a red see-through artifact, allowing you to target the other one. Successfully doing this will grant you another max ammo drop and further reduce the boss's health. As the fight continues, you'll face 4 Sentinel artifacts, each emitting lasers throughout the arena. From my experience, staying underground is easier than remaining above ground. Keep charging your Ice Staff to deal passive damage to the zombies while avoiding the lasers. Eventually, you'll be able to focus your fire on the 4 artifacts in the center. Once you take one down, it will float back into the middle as a red artifact, preventing you from damaging the others. This new red artifact will spawn a wave of elite zombies, including doppelgasts and amalgams, along with a special heavy zombie carrying a red Sentinel artifact. If you don't complete this phase before the lasers finish, you'll have to start over. Focus on eliminating the elite zombies first, then take down the heavy zombie. Once the area is clear of elite threats, target the armored Sentinel artifact zombie. When it's weakened, it will drop the Sentinel artifact you need to shoot to complete this phase. If you fail to shoot it in time, it will return to the center. forcing you to repeat the phase with a new wave of elite zombies. If you manage to defeat the heavy zombie, you'll move on to the next phase, which will feature an amalgam and a doppelgast carrying a sentinel artifact. Maintain your distance from these zombies, as they can eliminate you in one hit, just like the lasers. You'll also need to contend with various elite spawns. Prioritize taking out the amalgams first, then focus on the sentinel artifact zombie. Ensure you have a full reload of your LMG ready to deal with the sentinel artifact once you take down the doppelgast. If you don't reach it in time, you'll have to repeat this phase. The next special enemy to defeat is an elite electrified mimic with a sentinel artifact. After taking it down, shoot the artifact to split it into two, which will then return to the center. The final phase of the boss fight is incredibly intense, featuring multiple elite zombies, including elite versions of the previous bosses, all carrying see-through sentinel artifacts. This includes the mimic, doppelgast, heavy zombie, and an elite amalgam with a red sentinel artifact. At this stage, if any of these elite zombies get too close, you can easily be overwhelmed. Use the mutant injection to take down the elites, then focus on weakening the last elite amalgam with the final red sentinel artifact. Once defeated, switch to your LMG and unleash a barrage of fire on the sentinel artifact to deal as much damage as possible. If you succeed, all the sentinel artifacts will align in the center and move toward the door at the top of the boss fight arena. Your objective now is to inflict as much damage as possible on this final sentinel artifact at the door. If you don't deal enough damage in time, it will trigger a wipe mechanic, ending the game. However, if you manage to put enough damage into its health bar, you'll successfully complete the Tombs boss fight. In the center of the arena, you'll find the sentinel artifact, which you can interact with to place the amulet inside, rewarding you with the ending cutscene.
Raptor 1, I'm at the LZ. Let's get the hell out of here.
There is more to be done now that you've secured the Sentinel artifact. Bring it directly to me. I have gathered every available file on the history and previous uses of this ancient device. It appears several times in the historical record. Some date back to ancient Egypt. I have deciphered steps to activate and control it. The artifact requires an infusion of exotic materials. Unique elements that can only be harvested here at Liberty Falls. I have already ensured everything we need is ready for your arrival. You will see your lost agent Maxis again soon. I'll be waiting.